All right. We'll make sure we go ahead and mute all your videos and your microphones, and we have started recording. And welcome, you guys, for an Empowered Success training. I am Diamond Leader Kathy Alldredge, and you tonight, or today, if you're watching this recording, get to hear a little bit about the new Empowered Success materials, how best you can utilize these in your business, in your doTERRA business, and building your doTERRA tribe. We will be focusing the next 4 weeks, and this is April 2018, over the Live, Share, Build, and Launch guides. Why I want to focus on these is that these materials are easily accessible in your back office and can be ordered with your loyalty rewards order. And these tools are for us to create success in our business. So one of the things that I want to point out is where to get these guides. I think that's really important for all of us to know where we can access these. And so I'm going to simply show you in your back office where these are available. So if you go into our advocates section in our back office, you are able to see the Empowered Success. Okay, so the Empowered Success are those materials. You can also type those into your cart, just the word empowered, and you'll find those materials as well. Now, these are the downloads. Live, Share, Build, and Launch. So for the next 4 weeks, we will be focusing in this order: Live, Share, Build, and Launch. Okay, now, if you are working as a new builder or watching this for the first time, you will be actually doing this in reverse. Okay, now why would I teach you in this way? Because I am going to give you tools to be able to teach you how to utilize these materials after you've enrolled someone. But if you are working with your upline builder right now, I am hoping that you will be going through the launch guide with them before watching this video. So this is, as we start here, let me go ahead and push play and we will get this going. Awesome. Let me know when this comes up, and if you can see, can you see me and my beautiful family here? Let me know if you can see that. Awesome. Okay, great. So this is the photo that was introduced, actually coming out in the May of 2018 Leadership Magazine. That will be featured in my doTERRA bio. My Diamond bio. And something that I really want to make sure and I share with all of you is you as a member of my team are part of my tribe. And it was really interesting when I discovered my top strengths. And one of my top strengths is significance. And what that means is it's important for me to create a significance change in this world. And it was really strange for me. Oh, you can't see my presentation. Thank you so much, you guys. I wanted to make sure we could see this. Thank you for being patient with me as I do a little share screen. You would think that it would play along. Okay, tell me if you see it now. Can you see my presentation? Picture of me and my family. Yes, awesome. Okay, so when I was first introduced, and many of you have heard this story, my heart told me that I would be partnering with the mission and helping change the world. And it really did surprise me that not everybody has this desire to change the world. And so realizing this, you know, these tools are business partners for you, let's put it that way, to help you achieve your dreams. When you help other people achieve their dreams, your dreams are met. Now, the job title of this particular guide that we will be going over, the Live Guide, is the second enrollment. The whole purpose of this meeting is to help them feel confident with their oils and then enroll in the Loyalty Rewards program, and that they feel confident in that. Now, Presidential Diamond out of Australia has often referred to this as the second enrollment. And when I say that, of course, the first enrollment is, think how hard we work for that first enrollment. Okay, we sample them, we maybe talk to them 2 or 3 times, we show up at their house with little bottles, and then we enroll them. And so many times we leave them by the wayside. And that is what my friends, I call carrying buckets. Okay, that is actually going to create so much work in your business, and you get to decide if you want to spend the rest of your doTERRA business carrying buckets, or if you want to help people engage in this new lifestyle and learn how to, use doTERRA in their homes. So the purpose of the second enrollment is to help every new member use the products they have, okay, the kit they just bought, or if they paid $35, we're going to talk about the 2 oils they bought. Set up a daily wellness plan and maximizing their membership. When we talk about maximizing their membership, this is the perks. We want to make sure they know of all the perks, all the free stuff you get by being a member with doTERRA. Why do we not share this at our classes? Okay, why don't we get into this? Because our classes are so content dense as it is that they're only living with 10% recognition and remembrance of what we taught them anyway. Now, when do we schedule this lifestyle overview? Okay, this is up to you. Some people like to schedule this before the oils even come, within 24 hours to 48 hours of the class, when that anticipation is the most high and they are ready to get their oils. Other people like to schedule this after they've gotten their oils and they've opened those bottles and they've smelled them and they've kind of figured out, what am I going to do with these? So either way, it depends. Whatever works best for you. Make sure though, at the class, at the enrollment, that the lifestyle overview, at the event, at the expo, that lifestyle overview appointment is put on your calendar and their calendar, and that it is introduced as how important that you are allowing them to have your time to coach them. Say with your enrollment, you actually get a coaching session from me, and we will set that up now so that that won't fall through the cracks. It's really important that this is the first gift that you receive from me. So you're going to connect them to resources and community. This is one of the #1 reasons people stay with doTERRA, because they feel like they're part of a bigger mission, a bigger connectedness, a team, whether it's just simply to learn the product or to actually join a business. And then remember, we're planning on changing lives, and the first life that they need to change is their own. So this is a tool to help us catch them and keep them, and not love them and leave them, because that's what doTERRA is about. We are adamant on making sure that we take care of our customers and love them. So this, if you open up your booklets, you will open up to this first page. You can see I put a few notes in here to help us learn a little bit more about how best to utilize this Live Guide. I want to make sure that tonight's training isn't necessarily to jump into every part of this Live Guide. And when you're sitting down with someone to do a lifestyle overview, it shouldn't be that way either. You are not planning on spending an hour and a half going through every single product that doTERRA has. The purpose of sitting down with them is to, again, customize this to them. Follow your intuition. There's a few keystone things that I always make sure are part of my wellness overviews, but I think on a whole, it's really important to make sure that you customize this and, again, follow your intuition. So I like to read certain portions of this and of course, congratulate them. Congratulate them, and if you noticed here, I put up the word self-directed healthcare. I want to congratulate them for opening their mind to the possibility of self-directed healthcare. I might emphasize again that I feel like our healthcare system is broken, and that they now are going to be able to live an empowered life living the doTERRA lifestyle. One of the things I always do, you guys, you might think this is funny, but I always make sure I said, hey, and just to let you know, the word is doTERRA. It means gift of the earth. And then I have them state it back to me, because I'm one of those people that it drives me crazy when people are like, doTERRA, right? Or they say it wrong. So I don't know, just something that I do in my wellness consult. Does anyone else think that's funny? So as we talk about the ready to discover self-directed health, we talk about that they now have this 80% of their health priorities are going to be able to be addressed from these oils, okay? So an 80-20 approach, an 80-20 concept, and that they are going to be able to utilize these for their own healthcare using simply a book and a box. That's it. a book that they received, or an A to Z usage guide, or an app, okay, and a box of oils. They are going to be able to utilize and help themselves with whatever kit they got. Now, this is one of the most important pages, and we spend probably the most time in the wellness overview right here, because we want them to take out a pencil and pen and fill in those boxes. Okay, and we are going to ask them to rate themselves, and we're going to wait for them to rate themselves in those areas. I like to introduce this and break this into 2 different categories. I don't know if you can see here, but the first 2, the level 5 and 6, are the healthcare driven pieces. This is a targeted place where level 5 is where people, when I say level 5, if you look at it from the bottom, 1 being eat right, 2 exercise, rest and managing stress, and reducing toxic load, those are the lifestyle descriptions that doTERRA wellness advocates support. That level 5, that informed self-care part, is where people most enter with doTERRA. They came because they were hoping to target a specific health issue. Maybe you sampled them because their husband snores, or their child is always sick, and so you gave them a sample to help them with that immune support. So they came into the belief of doTERRA at the informed self-care piece, meaning hoping it to replace things in their lives. Now, our purpose of this consult is to open them to the possibility now that this is a lifestyle, and we're going to show them some of these daily health habits. Now, this is important when I was telling you to have a little bit of silence in this part. You're going to explain to them simply what each one of those little pyramid pieces means. I always like to start with the bottom, because people like to evaluate if they eat right or not. Said, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're really poor, you don't put any attention to it, and 10 being I am perfect. I know exactly what I'm eating every morning and it's whole. From a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you, how well do you eat right? Okay, meaning, if you look at it in the guide, and you can't see it here on mine, you can see that it actually will give you cues on how to explain that if you want to. Again, maximizing your daily nutrient intake with doTERRA, how well do you support your digestion, and how well is your GI, okay? And we're gonna go through each one of those areas. I'm not gonna spend time tonight doing that, but you can see why. What that is going to do is this is going to give you an idea of how best to help these people a little bit later on. We're going to highlight one of these areas that maybe they don't have the highest number. But now we're going to take them on a tour. When I say a tour of this guide. Okay, a tour of this guide, meaning this is an overview of all the amazing products and the lifestyle, the daily health habits that you have now accessible as a member, right? I like to tell people, you have an exclusive membership now to access all of these products. Now, why do you think the very first page that we turn to is the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack? Okay, because that is the heart of a doTERRA wellness advocate. Understanding that we have to have a base of eating right. And even if, I like to say, even if we were eating a whole foods plant-based diet, grown out of the soil, our soil has become depleted of the nutrients we need to support our healthy lifestyle. Now, in leadership last week, we were coached a little bit on how best to introduce the Long Life Vitality supplements. And I challenge you, if you haven't yet, to watch January 2018's Empowered Life series. 3 people, including Laura Jacobs, go over the Long Life Vitality supplements and give you some really great tips on how best to introduce those. Develop a testimony of those supplements. I like to tell a story of specific things in these vitamins. I'm holding a VMZ right here, just one of the 3 packs. I love to say, the VMZ is equivalent to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables. I don't know about you, but I don't typically eat 12 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. And I don't know if you know, but it also has a tummy tamer blend in it. So not only are you getting those fruit and vegetables, but you're also getting an enzyme blend and a tummy tamer blend, including caraway, ginger, right, amylase, lipase in this particular supplement. So I would highly suggest you take that or work up to it at a full dose. Now, always love to say that this actually has a money back guarantee. So if you don't love it, you can return it for 100% money back, but I rarely return them because people feel so much better. Okay, so I always will highlight the Lifeline Vitality Back and the Terrazyme. Why I love the Terrazyme? Because Terrazyme is one of the #1 products that we have to help with digestion and nutrient absorption. So again, you decide, especially if you're talking to someone who has kids. Maybe you're going to want to highlight that particular area if they have kids, of the kids' supplements. Now, if their focus was exercise or weight loss, if that was one of the ones that was the lowest number of their 1 to 10, then you might want to spend a little bit more time. Again, we're just kind of going through here. You get to decide where you want to camp out. Now, I love this particular place because this is where I get to talk to them about a diffuser and the emotional aspect of oils. I love to share that when I first came to oils, it was for physical needs and not understanding that these oils worked on an emotional level until I recognized that they were. Now, I will sometimes point out and ask them to find a characteristic on this wheel that they would like to feel less of and that they have noticed a lot in their life. And if I'm doing this wellness consult in person, then I will have an opportunity to share that particular oil and emotional oil with them if I brought my oils with me. Now, if I am doing this via Zoom, which is oftentimes what I do as we enroll people all over the world, I will point out that oils that have citrus or oils that have mint or floral will actually help and support those areas, those particular instances in this case. I love to point out that the Serenity Soft Gels are a part of a healthy sleep schedule, and that I take 2 of those 30 minutes before bed to help decrease anxiousness in my life. So it helps me get a better night's sleep. And those people who have had periods of anxiousness have noticed an additional support and emotional support there. Now, we're talking about diffuser. If they don't have a diffuser, if they didn't get a kit with a diffuser, what do you think I'm going to suggest they put on their first month's order? A diffuser, right? I always love to say, hey, if you didn't get a kit with a diffuser, you're going to want to add that to your second month's order. And can I share with you my very favorite blends that I love to diffuse in my own diffuser? And you can share, these are just a few of mine, right? But you can share some of the ones that you love. My kids love the root beer float. It's wintergreen and citrus bliss. Most people, I like to put these on images in my phone in a folder so that I can, after the call is over or after I've left their home, I can shoot them those images and say, hey, these were the diffuser blends that we talked about. Why the Bye Bye Allergies? The seasonal allergy support blend, because if they bought a family physician kit or home essentials kit, guess which oils they have? Lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And I like to show them to use the oils that they have. So I think that's really important. The wellness consult is, of course, to help them help us to help them with the oils that they have, not just suggesting the oils that we think that they should put in into their loyalty rewards. So one of the things I love about this is this page. The purpose of this is to plant a seed. This is to plant a seed to open the possibility of clean living. And this is the 30-day cleanse from doTERRA. We can go into this if this is something that they have voiced interest to me directly. Otherwise, I just simply talk about when you're ready to do a cleanse. Chances are you might at month 3 want to do a 90-day cleanse. We have at 90 days, month 3, you might be open to doing that 30-day cleanse. This is something that I myself and my husband do quarterly. And if you embrace the doTERRA lifestyle, then you'll love the way you feel after this cleanse. Now, you can decide how much time you want to camp out here, follow your intuition. But the next page is where, I'm going to go back a little bit here. This piece is, if they didn't leave with an A to Z guide, then they get one now. Okay, if they didn't leave with some type of specialized, this speaks to our clinical chemistry type individuals who want to know which systems support what. And so notice of this, by the way, if they bought one of the starter kits, they have 8 out of 10 of these products. So this is where you tell them to pull out their oils and you will show them, okay, some of the things that maybe that they voiced in those first 10, you know, out of those lifestyle pyramids, what some of the oils that they have can support for them. And then of course, you know, life's little emergencies. Isn't this cool? Can you see how this can be a little bit too much for someone if you went and spent time on each one of those pages? We want to make sure that we cover all of this in the time that this person has allowed you to have. If you start to notice, you have to watch. If you start to notice that you're losing them a little bit, maybe there's some noise in the background or you can hear someone screaming, you need to make that call and say, you know what, this is really important that we cover this information because I want you to know how best to get free oils from doTERRA. Can we schedule this? Can we continue this tomorrow at 10 o'clock or something like this? So don't cut off and not schedule it again. Make sure that you finish this. Typically, we've discovered that this can be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the dialogue and the interaction. Don't forget to ask questions. Okay, what is not working for you in this area? Are you open to a cleanse? Have you thought about doing a cleanse before? Okay, so here's page 14 and 15 of the lifestyle overview. And this is where, if you look at it, it's numbered based upon that pyramid. This is where we can actually spend a little bit more time on the area that they maybe mentioned. And if we refer back to that first page, what's really nice is you can kind of, you know, if they rated themselves 2 in eating right, you know, we could say, looks like that's an area of great need, and we could spend a little bit more time in that foundational nutrition. Now, do we want to touch lightly on some of those? I would highly suggest that you let them check the items that they already have in their kit so they can, again, attribute more value to their purchase, so that they feel confident in that. And then this might be an opportunity to circle the ones that you want to add for targeted support in their wellness plan. This is brilliant. I remember when this wellness consult came out standalone years ago, and how we were able to connect with people who we'd enrolled with and maybe had fallen by the wayside. They had left the kit and really didn't feel confident on using these oils. So this particular wellness consult is a great tool to reach out and connect with people who maybe you have lost touch through the years, who again maybe have ordered and don't necessarily know how best to utilize their oils. So again, remember, all you need is a book and a box, and these oils will go to work for you. So right here at the top, you can see an essential oil reference book or app. You need to identify what they have to use these oils. Maybe this gives you an opportunity to say, guess what I can do for you? If you place an order in your second month, I get to gift you the Modern Essentials app for free. Okay, we've done that before. I think it's $7. You're getting Fast Start. If you do an order of 100 LRP or more, then I can gift you that app. Okay, let's think about that. You get a $20 Fast Start check from that, okay, by giving them that $7 Modern Essentials app. Or there's other apps that we can talk about, especially the ones now from doTERRA that are free. Now, this is an area where you want to help them write down their health priorities and find solutions. I like to, at the consult, have 2 of these. I like to hold one in my hand and then give one to them with a pen so that they will write down these, because there's something powerful from pen to paper when that person writes it down for themselves. There's a certain element of truth when they write it down and discover that solution for themselves. Now, this getting started page, this is where you get to go through already and check off the oils that they have so they know how best to use those. Just today I was doing a wellness overview with someone who's had her oils now for 45 days. She's within that 60-day period, and she had some unusual oils because she bought during our BOGO promotion in February. And so we were walking through there and we were able to see, okay, cedarwood, wow, okay, respiratory. She has a child right now who has respiratory issues. So this is a really great tool to help them understand the oils that they already have, and then open the possibility for the oils that they need to bring into their home. Now, when I do this wellness consult, I always utilize the oils that they already have, as well as adding the oils and the products that I think they would need. And then that allows me, as I go into step 4, to help them create their month 1, their month 2, their month 3 LRP. Can I give you some advice? Never assume anyone's financial position. Always allow them to participate in our loyalty rewards program. Okay, what I mean by that is that, let me see real quick, allow them to decide for themselves what they're comfortable with. So you can say, hey, these are the products that I would suggest that you get in the first 30 days. Are you comfortable with me creating your loyalty rewards, setting that up for you right now? I would probably say 70% of the people who I ask that specifically, and I will say that to them, such as, are you comfortable? May I create or may I set up your LRP template? If we're online virtually, I will log on to using their membership number, which of course I can see in my back office, and I've recorded that on this worksheet ahead of time. And we will log in and I will introduce to them the value of the loyalty rewards program. Okay, there's so many fun things. With my team, we love to sit down and come up with what we call our one-liner. How would you explain why you participate in the loyalty rewards program? What's so cool about it? You know, one person said, you know, every time I purchase, I actually get 55% off each month, which is true, right? And how it's presented. This is the smartest way to buy your vitamins. You get to choose 3 supplements at additional reduced prices. And I know you had that, you know, muscle pain. And I think the Terrazyme, the Deep Blue would be, look at the discount you get for getting that set up. And that still, of course, within your first month comes with that 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, this little square down at the bottom is something I always point out. Why? Because we just went through a ton of information and they need to know that little square. People love and hate to ask, do I have to order every month? Okay, I never jump in and say, guess what? You don't have to order every month. Why? Because I just told them not to order. Don't say that, right? You say, if you choose, you have the option to order at reduced prices and earn a higher percentage each month. Already you're getting 25% off wholesale just because you enrolled with a membership, but you get to earn an additional 30, which was what I was telling you about, by just participating each month. Now, every time you order on the loyalty rewards, your shipping cost actually gets credited back to free product. It's really cool how they set it up. And this is how we get a lot of our oils paid for free. But the really cool thing is every month, the first day of the month, it's like Christmas. You get to log into your back office and see what oil of the month you get free. Most people who participate in the loyalty rewards program, did you hear that I said the word most people? Everyone likes to know what most people do. Most people who participate in the loyalty rewards program see that this is the smartest way to get the oils that they need for their family at the best price. And they will order $125 so that they get a free oil of the month every month. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the lifestyle overview. And remember, the whole purpose of this was to help them engage in the loyalty rewards program. Now, I will log in to their back office. I will have their enrollment form here in my office if I'm doing it virtually, because I have their credit card at the bottom of that. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you go to create someone's loyalty rewards order, can you save that template if you don't put in that credit card? You can't, right? And so what happens, all that work, you just put, 5 things in their cart, you show them how to do it. That's where you say, hey, do I have permission to go ahead and save this template for you? Do you want that on the Visa that you originally purchased your first kit for? You still have a few weeks left for it to process, but that way we can make sure that we get those products saved in your cart, okay? If you are doing it in person, same thing. You have that form with their credit card and say, do we want to keep it on the same credit card? Okay, get comfortable with getting that loyalty rewards. We used to actually set up, after we enrolled someone, by default used to created a loyalty rewards order for them automatically with just a lemon sitting in there. And when we went to do that wellness overview, we'd say, hey, you know what, we went ahead and set that up for you, so it's already active. Are you open to putting those items that you need now for your wellness, for the next step of your wellness in that cart? And we can change that up, okay? So that way you would actually, not even have to put in that credit card information. Now, this is really, really cool, and I want to give you this is the most valuable piece of understanding. You just spent an hour of your time showing them tools of how they can utilize and live the doTERRA lifestyle. You have 14 days from when this person enrolled to know how to place them in your team. Are they someone who's going to share? Are they someone who's going to build a business with you? Now you've had some time interacting with them to make that choice. You need to ask them 3 important questions, okay? But before we get to that, I want to, okay, I'm going to make sure, as I do a little stop share here, I want to make sure that I share with you a little bit of how I do this. Now, how this is for you, it can be completely different. But as we go through this, I make sure that I've helped them create a simple health plan for their family using doTERRA products. And then I like to ask them 3 questions. And I want to discover if they're interested again in using, sharing, or teaching essential oils like I do. So I'll tell you the phrasing, and you can, again, if this is recorded, and hopefully if you want to watch this, you can reach out to me. This script is posted in our Facebook, Dripping Oils Facebook group, but I will use this again. So now that we've talked about the tools to learn how to use your oils, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you using doTERRA products for your health concerns? Okay, now I wait. And if they give me anything under a 5, then I'm going to make sure they know about the favorite apps, such as Modern Essentials, the Daily Drop. You can see those here on the back of your worksheets, right? The Empowered Life series. I want to make sure that they have options to learn more about the products. Okay, so after I've showed them that, I'm going to ask them again, okay, now that you know that you have additional tools and support and our Facebook group or apps that I told you, you know, how comfortable now do you feel using essential oils for your health concern? Okay, so I want to make sure that I want to leave them near a 10, okay? So the second piece I want to say after I've asked them that is, great, I'm excited that you are ready to use your oils confidently. Now, if you're like me, you're going to tell people you know, like, and love about essential oils. You just simply can't help it, right? In fact, you've already started making a list in your head. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to share what you've discovered with others? Now, if they rate themselves over a 1, you can simply say, great, I'm going to show you how we can get those people samples of oils to try right away. Here's a blank list, okay? Oh, look at what we have. We have a share guide right here. Here is a beautiful list that you can write down, okay? And we're going to go over this next week, so I'm not going to jump too much into that. We can write their names down, and you can simply text them and ask them if they are open to trying a particular oil, if there's a health concern that they want to address. And if they're curious about it, I can hook you up with the oils for them to try. Okay? Simple way to get them to commit to sharing these oils. And then, of course, we're going to segue them as we meet with them next week to talk a little bit about what it would take to get their oils paid for and share these oils and what an event or a class would look like. Now, after they rate themselves in that, say the third question I want to ask you, okay, is I want to let you know that I'm an educator and a mentor with doTERRA. And I have the ability to train other people to do what I do. And I actually bring in an income doing so. And so on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, now I want you to practice this. I want you to record these questions into your phone. You have to feel so confident in asking someone to join you in a business. Okay, there's a huge difference here, my friends. Okay, you know, I teach people, and I can totally teach you how to do this, kind of, maybe. I mean, if you wanted to. I mean, you know, I don't know if you want. Do you see the difference, right? You've got to stand, you've got to posture, you've got to look them in the eyes and say, do you know what? I make money doing this. And I partner with people who have a similar vision, who want to change the world, who are hoping to possibly build a business by sharing essential oils. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with the right training, do you see yourself doing what I do? Okay, if they rate themselves over a 1, you're going to say, awesome. Then we need to set up a time next week, pull open the calendar, put it on there right now, okay, where I can show you how simple it is to make an income with doTERRA. Open your calendar, schedule it right then, okay? So when you ask these questions, some success tips, I want you to wait 3 seconds to allow them to contemplate and rate themselves in each area, Okay, you must ask them these 3 questions. You need to know where to place them. You need to discover if they're committed and capable, and you need to listen to what they're not just saying, but what they're showing. Okay, are there objections? Are there concerns? If there's concerns, we can always work through those. If there's objections, right, we can work through those. Excuses, another training. Okay, so if you don't ask them these questions, you're assuming that they don't want to do this as a business. Okay, and you're searching for business partners, and you must allow people the opportunity to join you. There are 14 days you have to move people around your organizations, and these 3 questions will set you up for success. So I'm really hopeful that tonight's training gave you tools to feel confident in doing what we call the lifestyle overview. And hopefully you see the value of not just doing this after someone immediately enrolls, but maybe kind of what I say, you start dating your customers. You know, I think one of the concerns that I had heard from one of my builders was that I can't get people to schedule these lifestyle overviews, right? Okay, do you know how when you start dating someone, you kind of have to get creative and maybe connect with them in a different way? So consider that. Consider maybe why this would be of value to them and connect with them differently. Okay, maybe they don't like the idea of a formal, you know, get together because I have to sit down with you and do an overview. Okay, maybe they want to sit here like, you know what, I'm coming over because I want to make sure you know how to use your oils. Okay, and they don't know that it's a lifestyle overview. You're just coming over, you're like, hey, did you remember me giving you this? Let's dig it up. Oh, you know where it is? Okay, good, I brought another. Okay, you can order these items from your back office. I highly suggest you have a few of these in your loyalty rewards order so that you can utilize these materials. Okay, great. Now I am going to open up the lines. If anyone has any comments or suggestions or tips that they have in utilizing this guide, you're welcome to unmute yourself and unmute your video and jump on board. Thank you, Kathy, for your compliment. I look forward to helping all of you utilize these cool Empowered Success materials and connecting again next Monday at same time, same place, and we will be going over the share guide and really talking a little bit more specifically on how best to sample people. So thank you all for allowing me to mentor you on tonight's training.